Everyone has an expectation on how they want their life to turn out. It all goes back to when you were a child. You had these dreams of maybe becoming an astronaut or a teacher, a doctor, professional athlete. You may even wanted to be a rock star. And as you got older, you then traded those childhood dreams for the American dream. And you were able to dream about the man or woman of your dreams, the house of your dreams, how many children you would have, the car you would have parked in your driveway, and how much money you wanted to make. And as you continued your life, you realized that one of those dreams was shattered. And maybe it wasn't going to turn out exactly how you thought. See, no one ever thinks that they're going to have cancer by the time that they're 45, or divorced twice by the age of 50, or clinically depressed at 26 and alone. No one ever thinks that their dreams are going to be shattered. And if you believe in a God, it makes things even more complicated. Because on one hand, there's this infinite God who's full of love and light. And on the other hand, you have your life. And the dreams have been shattered. And it's how you deal with being in front of that fire, that crisis, is going to determine how you live your life. In our society nowadays, everyone focuses on image and how someone looks. Many people go to the health club or the gyms and they want to develop outer strength. But I think one of the keys to life is you need to have inner strength. I call it soul strength. Maybe you were physically abused like I was as a child, or diagnosed with an incurable disease, or you're living with a physical challenge. No one realizes that they may lose a loved one as they get older, or go through a divorce. You may be foreclosing on a home right now. It's the inner strength. It's digging so deep to find your reasons why and having the courage to move forward. I truly feel with all my heart there's a blueprint, a master plan to be successful in life. Because when the storm comes and you're in the middle not seeing land, you need to have inner strength. There are certain exercises you need to do, more than just the physical. There are things that you need to truly get right so that you can finish strong. There's many people that I know that are in a holding pattern because they've been betrayed, lied to. They've been divorced, and they're stuck. See, one of the single most important words that you need to define and then act on in your life is to trust. It's the single most important foundation to your marriage, to friendships, to co-workers, to life. If you're not trusting, you need to dig deep and learn how to trust. Coming from a very dysfunctional family, I've learned early in my life, when you have havoc and stress and fear and division, nothing works. You may be experiencing a very stressful relationship now. You may want that family get-together that you've never had. When you have unity, you have peace and light and love. When you don't have unity, you normally will have a divided spirit. One person will think one way, the other person will think the other way, and you get further and further apart. To truly do life well, one of the main ingredients is to have unity, a healthy family, and relationships that will last forever. Many people have spent their entire life dreaming about the job that they've wanted, the marriage that they've dreamed for, and they finally get it. And then they wonder why it's not working for them. There's havoc, there's static. A lot has to do with forgiveness. Many people go around that same mountain 400 times and they beat themselves up every single time. I was one of them. It took me almost 20 years to forgive my dad, who broke my collarbone and gave me 6 stitches from child abuse. See, until you forgive, you will be a prisoner in this wonderful world. So forgiveness is an exercise that you need to learn and you need to live. When was the last time you looked at yourself in the mirror and said, I'm not exactly where I want to be? And time waits for no one. I've heard every excuse under the sun on why people don't exercise. But if you truly want to do life well, you need to make sure you take care of the most important real estate you'll ever own, which is your body, your temple. It's been entrusted to you by God, and we only have one model year. If you don't have the energy to endure your job or the new child that you just had, you owe it to yourself. But see, many people get into this evil cycle where they'll medicate themselves with food or drugs or alcohol. No one wants to be 400 or 500 pounds, but yet we allow that to come into our lives because we haven't truly done the things or the homework that we need to do. And a lot has to do with forgiving and trusting, but most importantly, to make sure that we fuel our body into exercise. So one of the main ingredients that you need to work on is to take care of your body. At the end of the day, the single most important thing that anyone can do is to love. And it's to love God's people. If you have been hurt, if there's been betrayal, divorce, lies, and you've become a loner and you stay away from people, you are missing out on some of the most important components of life. Because when you truly love and you're loved, you have more peace and light and hope. Love is the single most important thing we could do to one another. So my plea to you is to give love a second chance. Many of us start out life really strong. We have our childhood dreams of something that we've always wanted to be. We got into the school of our dreams. We married the man or woman of our dreams. We had the kids that we wanted, and we're truly living a dream. And then we get to halftime, and life happens. The storms roll in, you're in the middle of the ocean and you can't see land. Most people have the best intentions on finishing strong, but something happens that cripples them and they lose hope. Is that you? Taking care or neglecting these areas of your life will determine whether or not you live with purpose. Show me a person that has a passion for life, I'll show you a person that lives with purpose. It doesn't get better. I call it your sweet spot. But to do that, you need to focus on trusting, forgiving, giving love a second chance, and truly understanding the meaning of love and family and unity. Through my life, I thought of, why did I succeed? And it had everything to do with the inner strength, not so much the outer strength or muscles, but having the courage to understand that I needed to take one foot and put it in front of the other and work on these areas of my life so that I could truly not only enjoy the present, but I could fulfill the gifts that God has given me so that I could finish strong. And that's what my desire is for each and every one of you. And that's why I put together this book, Soul Strength. You can buy Soul Strength through any bookseller or call 800-HOPE-361. You can also go to petersprinciples.com.